And then
Wait for live.
You'll pick it later. I didn't know I was gonna do this, but it just continued.
10,000 club, yes.
From this chapter, click group.
Leo's like the great Oz behind the scenes.
Classroom or in a-
Yep. And then
This is a classroom thing? Okay.
there's the only classroom one, and then you go back.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the 10,000 Club. We have some new faces with us today. Cindy and I have Leo Olson, who has rejoined the staff of 5-Star Real Estate. Hey, Leo, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tracy, Cindy, Alicia. How are you guys?
Good, good. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Our special guest today is Alicia Joustra, who's one of our agents at 5-Star Real Estate. Hi, Alicia. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Fun to have you here on Leo's first live stream with us here. As you know, Alicia, you probably know Leo from years ago, but he has rejoined our staff. He was actually instrumental in helping me get started as a new agent. So it's fun that I have this opportunity to work alongside of him. So he was a gift to me, as I know he will be a gift to many. So. Well, good. So one of the things we're wanting to do is we're wanting to hear stories from our agents who were at NTI once, who have something to share about their journey in real estate and where they got started. And I just have been following you, Alicia, and have known you for a number of years from a distance, and thought, you know, you probably have a good story to share with us about how you got started in real estate.
Yes.
So going to the beginning, maybe you can tell us a little bit about, like, how does someone get started in real estate? What did your journey look like? What was your interest?
Yes. Yeah. So I can't really remember, and I don't really know exactly what led me into the industry. I just kind of grew up with my mother going to model houses, touring houses. It was just kind of our favorite thing to do together, open houses. And back in the day, different developments would have, candy and treats and an agent there hosting, and we would just walk through. We were never in the market, but we were always just curious on new builds and, the parade of home and all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I remember in my childhood, and just really excited about that. Each house is so different, and the individual that would greet us, just looked like they were having a great time, and, walking us through the house, just great conversation. It just seemed like a fun line of work. So that's kind of my initial interest. And then I just see through the years, just how different opportunities have led me into the position that I am in today. And I'm so grateful to be where I'm at, and I'm celebrating 8 years in the industry this June. So time flies. It's crazy.
Excellent.
Alicia, so that was like the early stages. What was your first, did you just start out being an agent, like take a class, or did you, how would you get more, I guess, officially started in real estate?
Yes. Thankfully, I was led into, I just was in school. I lived out in New York. I moved home. And when I moved home, I wasn't like a graduate. I didn't have like a degree quite yet. And I just remember going into different real estate offices, maybe 2 or 3 here on the West Side, and just handing them my resume. Of course, I had no experience. I didn't have any kind of like a background, nothing, no credentials. So I just remember meeting the receptionist and just being like, if somebody needs help in the future, just keep me in mind. 5-Star in Standale was one of the offices that I did hop into. And I never heard anything, but so I got a different job at that time and worked a couple of months, had a great time. And then I actually attended one of my best friends was purchasing a house, and she had her home inspection at her house out in Allendale. And I was like, hey, like, I really want to see your house. I'm so excited. Don't show me the house that you got your offer accepted. Don't show me photos. I want to see it in person. And she was like, perfect. We have the home inspection, this week or whatever. So ended up attending that. I can only imagine what the home inspector thought as me, totally unrelated to the transaction, having all these questions.
I can tell you he was really glad you weren't one of the parents, because
Yeah.
those are always interesting challenges when the parents show up at the
Right.
home inspection for their child.
I bet you I was worse than that. And it was funny, it was actually JW Home Inspection Company, who I do a lot of work with nowadays. So I chat with them and laugh about that situation. But my best friend's agent was Alyssa Zocco. So shout out to Alyssa and Lori Zocco. We stayed in touch, and at that inspection, I was like, I've always been interested. If you hear of anything in the future. And she was like, hey, I think my mom might be onboarding and hiring an admin assistant soon. So we just stayed in touch, and I had my interview in 2015 and, got the position with Lori, and she was fantastic. She's such an amazing woman here in our industry. So I learned so much in that position, and I'm so extremely grateful, because it's a lot of the stuff that they actually don't teach you in the real estate classes, which is really unfortunate that there's such a huge gap there with all the transactional part of the process and what they're actually teaching people that go to school and go to the real estate classes. So that was intangible.
Yeah, that's interesting. So basically you made a transition from getting a paycheck every single week or every other week or whatever it was. You went from this safe place of having a paycheck to something different. So there may be a number of people who might be listening to this live stream right now who have either had that same journey, or maybe they're still having that full-time, part-time job, wanting to transition into something different. So you're definitely going to have something to share about what that looked like, because eventually you did go from being an admin to something different.
Yes. Yep. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, that's like a leap of faith, and you just got to do it. And you just have to just have confidence and just save up and start just, living skinny so that you can get by in case you don't have a transaction for some time.
Alicia, how long, when you first made the plunge into going on your own, or how long was it before you got your first deal, like your first transaction?
Oh boy. I got my license in June, and I don't think I had my first closing until maybe January, February of the next year.
Yeah.
So it was some time. And in the meantime, you're kind of working every day, or trying to, and at that point you don't necessarily know what to be doing. So it's just a lot of like just sitting down and just, for me, I would go to the coffee shop almost every day and just try to network and try to meet people and try to make posts for social media. So it's just a lot of downtime, but it was a great opportunity to dig into those kind of things to prepare.
Well, you probably got out in the community and made connections in that, and that probably paid off later on.
Yes, I think so too. I still chum with some of the people that worked at Ferris Coffee. They had a location across the street from the Y, which is now downtown Grand Rapids, which is now a Starbucks. But, at that time, I met all the people that work there, the managers, all those people, and then even people that would be working remotely too. When I feel like back in 2016, it was not that common of a position to be working remotely. So sometimes it would be just a couple of us up at the coffee shop for, a couple of hours each day.
Yeah, that's interesting, because that is a different dynamic that has totally changed the way people network. Because that is really gigantic. So as you were building these relationships and you had your first transaction, and you're living skinny. I like that. Leo and I talked about little words about, things you use when you talk about real estate, and we all have our thing, but Alicia, I might be saving that one today, Leo, living skinny.
I wrote it down.
Because that's good. It's a very visual way to think, because I have to pare everything down. I have to slim it down. It's the way I'm going to survive. And if I can be visual about that, I know I'm going to make it, right? Because I'm obviously not living skinny these days, but anyway, so talk to us about those years after that first transaction. What did it look like for you? Were there ups, downs?
Yeah, it was unpredictable, and each day is a little different just with the workload and different tasks. I tried to structure my mornings very similar each morning, starting out looking at the hot sheet. I still do that every single day.
Mhm.
And that has radically changed my business and brought me so many opportunities. The hot sheet shows every single new listing on our entire board. So I'm even sharing, up north, unique opportunities, land, different little cabins, just I'm sharing it with people that I've chatted with in the past, or I've heard of that have said something about that. So, and this is kind of going back a couple of years to your question, but just a lot of building and just a lot of just getting out there, trying to find your place, trying to find your people, trying to just go places that you just feel like you want to be and just connect and make connections in that way. A lot of it too was just, I'm trying to even think, because this is like before COVID, because then COVID happened, and that was another very pivotal kind of experience with all of us in our position. So, just a lot of just building and trying to meet people. I did a lot of open houses. I didn't used to like them as much as I do now. I feel like when you get a little bit more confident, you can show up differently. It's much more of a more comfortable experience in my opinion. Back then I was so new. A lot of agents don't know what they don't know until they don't know it. So you're kind of sitting at an open house and fielding questions, and there's, some insecurity that can come up from that. But just kind of getting past that, the experience was key. And now I kind of have heard all the questions that people are going to bring because of those years of open houses. I do a lot of handwritten cards. So that's a big one for me in my business. And just meeting business owners, just kind of getting the conversation started. I never lead with me and my business. I want to hear about them and their business and how I can support them if there's anything I could be doing, because they're the ones that make our community as amazing as it is. So I want to make sure that they feel support from us, our agents. And I love selling in West Michigan because of the community that they are helping us be. So that's been huge for me the last couple of years to focus on.
I have a question. Tracy, do you see my little hand waved?
Oh, I want a hand.
I do.
Hello.
So Alicia, in those early years, did you how did you like you said, there are a lot of people that they don't know what they don't know. So did you have a support system? Did you have real estate buddies? Did you have any mentors, or did you just go back to the agent that brought you in? How did you find your answers and support for the stuff that you didn't know? Or did you just plunge in and figure it all out?
No, I absolutely had support, mentors, different other agents that are well experienced, Lori, her team, Molly Smith, the deal doctor, even coming into Standout, and kind of Jeff Moore, Jeff Blahnik, just, well-established agents that have been in the industry for much longer than I have been. So just kind of running through questions with them, different scenarios, and I also, when I have questions, even today, I'm like, what would it look like if there was a different factor involved, or like if this, where I have like the experience, the opportunity to ask the question, but then also to think about other ways in the future I will be asking or coming into that same kind of situation to help me have a more well-rounded, so that's been helpful too.
Yeah, one of the things that I liked that you said was you were trying to create an environment of real estate where you became the trusted pro. This is what I've gleaned from what you said, in ways that you're using social media just to post things. And they weren't always local things, right? But they were things of interest, things where people could point to later in a conversation and say, Oh, well, I know someone in real estate. She just posted something on her Facebook page the other day about a cabin year or about a really cool home. We have some other agents that do that as well. But all you're trying to do is direct traffic and thoughts back to you as their trusted professional. And I like that because it doesn't cost you any money to do it. You don't need to be in a fancy place to do it. And you're really taking the really good work of other realtors, reposting it, giving them credit for it, but using it as a way to direct traffic towards you.
Yes. Yep. I've been really focusing on that this last couple of years and just thinking about the whole like deal maker. When somebody comes to me, they have a goal, even if it sounds like it might be years from now, they have a goal. They have a goal to either buy real estate, sell real estate, what have you. I truly know it's my job to help them understand how they can achieve their goal. Sometimes the public, they don't know that they can achieve it way sooner than they thought that they could. And that's where we step in. We start educating, providing valuable information, start working on different thoughts and maybe some reservations that they have about just the whole plan. And that really helps set them up for a success. And sometimes it can happen sooner, way sooner than later. So I personally, I find more motivation to do that when I have had clients that have, made the move sooner. And now they ran into an insane opportunity that probably wouldn't have been available to them if they had waited. When it's me coming in and I'm like, listen, it could be a great time now. And that led to and produced an opportunity for them now that they're able to maybe make a different kind of move because we had our conversation when we did.
I love that, Alicia, because you're making the connection, you're helping people, whether it's a short-term goal, long-term goal. And that's really what we do. We make connections, we help people. And I love that. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
So Alicia was we live in a world now, it's TikTok and Reels and all these kind of stuff, but Alicia was one of the kind of like pioneers of doing videos. I remember watching them. You're so brave, Alicia, because that was kind of like a new thing, and you would do those videos. And Tracy was telling me some stat about your business from over last year. What was it, Tracy?
I'll let her say. Do you know what it is, Alicia?
Yeah, 52% growth.
Yeah.
50,
yeah.
53.
Yeah, thank you for producing that information. I don't think about that. It's never on my list to double check, but that was really fun to hear.
Yeah. So year over year, an increase like that is really, it's something to say congratulations to. If you were one of those agents this year, you definitely heard from our staff to say, well done, because it's something to celebrate. So congratulations. We don't take credit for that work. We give the credit to you. Because you're the one digging in every day. You're the one deciding what are the activities you're going to do every day. And obviously you're doing them. Can you talk to us about what this last year has been like for you and what did you experience? Where did your clients come from?
Yes. So this last year, I got to know God, and I'll be super quick about this just because it can be challenging for me not to be explosive because it's been such an immediate or such an intimate, undeniable experience. But when you give it all up to him, he will provide. And there are so many opportunities that literally came out of the blue that I didn't necessarily have to do a lot of digging for. I didn't share this with a lot of people, but last year my mother was actually fighting cancer. So as one of her main support, her child that was there most, we're in and out of the hospital weekly. Work and digging for work certainly wasn't a priority to me. So this and just seeing the 53%, I mean, that's just another huge blessing and a promise that he has kept for me, that he will provide. So that's personally my belief, and I'm so grateful, but I do honor and respect everybody has their own beliefs and we're all on our own journey. But that's been my biggest thing, is just absolutely just saying like, this is all for you. I feel such a new sense of purpose. I don't ever lead with the sales. I don't lead with the business. I now understand my position is to serve my community. And that has kind of changed so much about truly wanting to be there, truly asking for the business, asking other individuals that I've worked with before, who do you know? Because I want to serve. I want to be the one there for them. So just that kind of new level of confidence, because it's not tied to my success or any other thing. It's that I truly know who I am now. And I want to be that professional for them and with them when they do decide to make a move.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is the boundaries of fear have been busted down. So what I'm hearing you say, because that's the hard thing, Alicia, people are afraid to call their friends to say just what you said. Who do you know? Or, hey, we've worked together before. Just don't forget about me. And so what you're saying is all those boundaries are now gone. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's inspirational, Alicia. Love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, such a new sense of just rest. I don't really have to worry about it anymore. I just know that opportunity will come my way, and I'm just genuinely interested about it. And it's just a whole new experience, which is so refreshing, just because you and I both know the to-do list with what we do is never ending. The things in our mind that we have to remember and respond, there's always numerous text messages to get back to. So it has been really remarkable to experience that over the last year too, just such peace, such rest. And then it clears up my energy so that I genuinely have interest in connecting. I'm not stressed. I'm not pressured. I don't feel this lingering, dread about the day or what have you, or about my tasks that I have to get done. So it's been really great to feel.
Yeah. Good.
That's really great.
So can you attest in this last year of this increase that you've been rewarded? Can you say anything about where all your deals came from? Were most of them from your sphere of influence, your past clients, where did those come from?
Yeah, so I was curious because I know that I should know, just because you got to know what's working and what have you. But it did look like most of my business came from referral from my sphere or past clients, and then also repeat clients. So clients that contacted, I've keep in touch with, and they wanted to make a move. So about 23% of my business came from both. So about 50% of my business came from that. So
Alicia, do you send out, you'd mentioned handwritten cards. I'm a firm believer in handwritten cards. Because a lot of people don't do that. And I think it means a lot. Did you do that with is that how you kept in touch with your past clients and, just to say hi and all that? Do you think that made a difference?
I think so. Yep. I do a quarterly newsletter to all of my sphere, and that's something that's just, keeping up on the market stats, all that good stuff. And so that's been really helpful, just because I feel like that's just a way to touch that isn't taking a lot of time and is providing a lot of value, because a lot of people are wondering what's going on. So that more kind of formal update about the market. Sure. And then I always, every morning when I'm looking at the hot sheet, if I see a listing that's in their community or in their neighborhood, I send it to them and I just say, hey, looks like your neighbor listed, because I know I'm curious and I would want to know. And then I just, they know, and I have said every once in a while when I do that, I'm like, hey, who do you know that wants to live in your neighborhood? Please connect us, that thing. But a lot of people are just genuinely curious because the neighborhood value and all that good stuff. So that's always a hot touch that I love, and I find joy in producing and providing. And then, I call and there's no rhyme or reason when they're on my heart, and when I'm thinking about them, I give them a call and I just say, hey, how are things going? How are things with the house? But how are you guys doing? What's going on in the neighborhood? What's exciting? I mean, just genuine conversation, because I am curious. We are with our clients for some of them, just a couple of weeks. I've experienced that, and some for years.
Yeah.
We are usually involved in a lot of in-depth conversation and just a lot of connection. So, just picking up where we left off and just hearing how things are is just kind of how I run with things. Birthday calls also, and anniversary, closing anniversary.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good. Alicia, were you a ninja?
No, I wasn't.
You never did ninja, because she kind of talks about a lot of ninja type activities, so, but that's interesting. I loved it when you said that you find joy in
Mhm.
producing this information. And when you said it, I could feel it. And so I think that's a really important piece about who you are. You are joyful. I think when I spoke to you one day, I think I'd left you a voice message, and the voice message I left her was, I am just so happy after listening to your voicemail, because it made me feel good. And so that I can only imagine the type of joy you spread to others. And so I just want to say thank you for being willing to share your story, share about how you're leaning into a faith that's maybe a new faith, maybe a renewed faith, but something that is the driving force behind what you do and where you're headed. And that's pretty amazing, because you've had an amazing year, and I think you're an amazing person. I think if you're an NTI, a new to industry agent, I think that we've all heard about a journey that began much like many of ours did. Some people, working that paycheck to paycheck, learning, and for you, it was giving up that paycheck and going to living skinny to figure out, can I make it? But I think it's clear here today that yes, you made it, and you continue to make it. You're making a difference in people's lives, and I just want to thank you for sharing your story today.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
looking forward to meeting you, Alicia.
yes, I look forward to that too. Oh, and thank
Any
you guys
parting
so much.
thoughts, Leo?
What's that?
I said,
just-
any
I
parting
just wanted
thoughts? Sorry.
No, we share kind of a similar thing. Sometimes real estate is a little bit, I don't know, mysterious, like where stuff comes from. And I follow those heart promptings. I always have. And you mentioned that we share that in common. Like I'll just randomly think about something or someone or a situation, and I will make myself contact them just out of the blue. I don't need a reason or anything like that. And that sometimes that's my reason. So keep following those heart promptings, because there's a lot of joy in that, and it's real. You're not just dialing for dollars. You're going, no, I had a real thought about you, and I wanted to just touch base and see how it's going or what's going on. Those are such energy giving calls because they're authentic, and you just keep following that. I think that's great. We share that experience. So
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
thank
job,
you so
Alicia.
much. Yes.
Well, Alicia, I'll let you get back to selling and connecting with your clients and friends, and just give a huge thank you for offering your time today and sharing your story with our community. So thank you for being an agent at 5 Star.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much. And thank you for what you guys do with us. I mean, it's so helpful, and you guys are always just a call away, which is so amazing. So thank you for being available and for leading our company.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Alicia.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye-bye.